Nothing. Yinzers are all mad at me. Pittsburgh's furious with me, and I've said before, there's many components. I respect the heck out of the Steelers, but they do remind me of the Patriots, Schrags, a little last year where they played Baltimore on a Sunday night game and against Lamar, and boy, New England looked slow-footed. And I watched Josh Allen and the Bills last night with Pittsburgh. I'm like, okay, that Lamar and Josh Allen guy, I think the Steelers look good, but not special. Is it fair?
It's more than fair. Look, TJ Watt was amazing last night. Yeah. I was watching him and Darrell Williams go at it. TJ Watt is the real deal. He's fantastic. Minka Fitzpatrick's great. They've had a lot of injuries. Bud Dupree is a really good player. Devin Bush is a really good player. Highsmith left last night. Then you look at the running game, it's non-existent. They couldn't get it going. And hey, you want to do those short passes and then hope that those short pass wide receiver screens are going to work? You might want to catch the ball. And it's, Pittsburgh fans are so sensitive because I get it too, Colin, because I told Cam Hayward on a different show that I thought the Bills were going to win, and Bills were going to win by an easy margin. And that led to, everyone in hysterics in Pittsburgh. Sorry, this team does not look like a team that's going to compete with the Chiefs or the Bills or the Colts in the coming weeks unless they get healthy, unless their receivers can catch the ball. I'm watching Deontay Johnson here. He's got the most drops in the league per Pro Football Focus. Eric Ebron could not catch a ball in the last 2 weeks. Sorry, when your team is not playing well and looks sloppy in December, that's not a good thing. It doesn't usually just click and start working again. It's fair to be off on the Steelers right now. They don't look good, and they certainly don't look like they're going to win any games against any worthy competitors late in the season.
I said the Buffalo Bills, the Buccaneers feel like a country club team, and the Bills feel like the public course guy that wants to be a member of the country club. I think they're totally legit. And I'll say this. It may be the best coach team in football. What they have done with Josh Allen in the last 18 months, Joy and I were talking about this morning. 18 months ago, I'm like, this guy, I would never let him throw. He's terrifying. I think they're after Kansas City. I'm not even going to say after Kansas City. I think they're complete. I think they're completely legit. Your thoughts?
I know. I think the Chiefs would like to see any other team but the Buffalo Bills right now. They're humming. They are humming. And it's not just a 1 week deal. You go back, if they don't have the Hail Murray happen, they're winners of 6 straight games.
Yep.
And last night, they were not good in the first half on offense. And you start to feel the ghosts of years past with Josh Allen. He threw a bad pick, and you're like, and they come out in the third quarter, and he goes Diggs, Beasley, Gabriel Davis, Dawson Knox. He completes 11 passes in a row in wintry weather. It was sleeting out there, and he's throwing darts. I tell you, this Josh Allen, he has had his moments where you wonder, all right, can I trust this guy? In the last month or so, I'm done questioning it. He is as good as any other quarterback under 30 outside of Mahomes. I might take Josh Allen. Forget might. This is what we're doing. We're on the herd. I would take Josh Allen over Deshaun Watson. I would take Josh Allen over Kyler Murray. I would take Josh Allen over Joe Burrow right now if I'm building a team. He is that dialed in, and he's had the experiences of 2 years, ups and downs, where you feel like he's fully blossoming. I love watching this kid throw the ball, and I love watching him lead his team. They really believe in him. Colin, the Chiefs are the best team in the AFC and the NFL right now. The Bills might be a close second.
Yeah. I look at Jalen Hurts, and my feeling is it was fun. They had an identity. They're watchable. I think it was kind of the same team playing each other. Obviously, the Saints are better, but it's this kind of unique quarterback that can do things the person they replace can't. I don't know what it looks like in a month. Maybe Taysom Hill does solve the Breeze retiring issue. Jalen Hurts, if is good, still doesn't solve we have a ton of money to pay Carson Wentz issue. Wrap a bow on what you saw with Philadelphia, what your sources say, what it means this morning.
Yeah, I speak to a lot of folks in Philly, both in the week leading up to the game and then last night after the win, which they were all ecstatic for. What Jalen Hurts was able to do yesterday was not only lift the team and give a new energy, he was able to kickstart the running game, which has always been a strength for Philadelphia and just wasn't working with Carson Wentz. So Hurts goes for 100 yards rushing, only the second rookie to ever do that in his debut since Lamar Jackson, or the only other one is Lamar Jackson. And then Miles Sanders showed up for the first time all season. We were wondering where Miles Sanders is because the offense can run the ball now. It's mobile. Is he the long-term answer? I don't know. But for the short term and for the near future, I sure think Jalen Hurts, Philly was watchable. They were watchable, and they were up in this one, and Jalen Hurts brought a different juice. This kid's played in big games before. We know his college career is very decorated and the Heisman finalist and all that. But Carson Wentz was leading a flat Eagles team that had zero running game. Jalen Hurts led an inspired Eagles team that suddenly had 200-yard rushers against the number one defense in the league. Got to think Jalen Hurts is the quarterback for at least the next couple weeks and most likely the remainder of the season. Off season, we'll deal with that then. But like you said, Carson Wentz do $25 million no matter what by the Eagles next year, and a $60 million cap hit for the Eagles on their salary cap.
We never want to overreact on Monday. The Saints lost to the Eagles. Last week, the Giants shocked the Seahawks. We've seen the Raiders beat Kansas City. I say this about parenting. The days are long, but the years fly by. And in the NFL, Sundays are crazy. And then the season's kind of predictable when it's older. So let's not overreact. But I will say this, that tonight feels substantial with the Cleveland Browns. So to me, it feels substantial. So we had two teams last week, Schrags. The Giants upset Seattle. Young coach, young team. They laid an egg yesterday. The Bills had a huge win last week. Niners, they did not lay an egg. I feel like Cleveland is going to be the tiebreaker. Huge franchise win last week. What do we expect from the Browns tonight?
I'm not kissing your butt when I say this. No one's better at doing this. You set the stage so well because you're right. You have those two teams and you have the pro and the con. You've got the Bills and you got the Giants where you're like, the Browns, to me, it's not just this week, Colin. They're on prime time next week on Sunday night. So you now have a 2-week span here, 6 days where you've got Monday night against the Ravens and then a Sunday night game that NBC flexed into for week 15. Do you know what that means? That means you are a marquee team. Do not lay an egg. Please don't lay an egg. Don't be the same old Browns. And yet the Ravens ran all over them week 1. The Ravens looked a little better last week against Dallas. Yep. The Ravens had a bad strain of COVID that they're now finally getting out of the haze of that. I don't know what to expect. I'm not making a prediction as far as win-losses. I just think that this is the biggest Browns game in maybe 20 years.
Yes.
And Colin, you set the stage perfectly. And if they lose, everyone's going to fly from the bandwagon. They're on Sunday night. And if they lose twice to the Ravens and the Giants, well, then we are in the same old Browns territory. And we're talking about whether or not they're even making the playoffs. A huge game tonight, especially against a division rival that's just beaten up on them over the last few years.
I know it's getting cold and it's all these Northeast games and these Clevelands and Baltimores. The sport just keeps giving and giving and giving to us. Peter Schrager, he's also got a New York Times bestseller, Out of the Blue. He's on our Fox NFL Kickoff, a rising star, is a star. We absolutely love having you on the show, buddy. Thanks.
You're the best, Colin. Thanks for having me on a Monday.
You bet. I'll give you my prediction on the Browns tonight and what I expect, plus Colin right, Colin wrong. And also, are we sure the Chiefs are the best team in this league? Something happened yesterday, and I'm not sure. I'm not sure. We're paying attention to it. That's coming up. All right, the holidays are one of the busiest times of the year. We all know that because everybody's driving to see family. Well, this year, even more so, because airlines, many of them, they don't even sell all their seats. We have fewer flights. And then the flights we have often, middle seat open. So more people are driving to places. And a lot of people just don't want to get on planes right now. What does that mean? Roads are packed. What does that mean? Car becomes more important in your life. This is where carshield.com comes in handy. Customizable plans, $99 a month. It's a warranty when yours runs out. It is America's #1 auto protection provider. Over 1 million people use CarShield. Doesn't matter if your car's got 45,000 miles or 150. The check engine light comes on. You don't want to freak out. 24/7 roadside assistance, 365 days a year. Protect yourself, protect your family, lower the anxiety. CarShield.com, code HERD, 10% offer. Dial 800-665-2157. Again, the code is HERD.